The Duke of Cambridge hit out at the BBC in a scathing statement following the release of the findings of an investigation by Lord Dyson into how Bashir scooped the interview with Diana in 1995. William, who has received a grovelling letter of apology from the corporation, insisted the programme should never be aired again. In a highly personal statement, the Duke spoke of his indescribable sadness to know the BBC's shortcomings around the interview had contributed significantly to his mother's state of mind in the final years of her life. William also blamed Diana's appearance on the programme for further damaging her relationship with Prince Charles. He said, "It is my view that the deceitful way the interview was obtained substantially influenced what my mother said. The interview was a major contribution to making my parents' relationship worse and has since hurt countless others. It brings indescribable sadness to know that the BBC's failures contributed significantly to her fear, paranoia and isolation that I remember from those final years with her. But what saddens me most is that if the BBC had properly investigated the complaints and concerns first raised in 1995, my mother would have known that she had been deceived. She was failed not just by a rogue reporter, but by leaders at the BBC who looked the other way rather than asking the tough questions. It is my firm view that this Panorama programme holds no legitimacy and should never be aired again. It effectively established a false narrative which, for over a quarter of a century, has been commercialised by the BBC and others. This settled narrative now needs to be addressed by the BBC and anyone else who has written or intends to write about these events." William added that the BBC's failings had not only let his mother and family down but the public as well. He said, "In an era of fake news, public service broadcasting and a free press have never been more important. These failings, identified by investigative journalists, not only let my mother down, and my family down, they let the public down too." In a separate statement, the Duke of Sussex said, "Our mother was an incredible woman who dedicated her life to service. She was resilient, brave, and unquestionably honest. The ripple effect of a culture of exploitation and unethical practices ultimately took her life. To those who have taken some form of accountability, thank you for owning it. That is the first step towards justice and truth. Yet what deeply concerns me is that practices like these, and even worse, are still widespread today. Then, and now, it's bigger than one outlet, one network, or one publication. Our mother lost her life because of this, and nothing has changed. By protecting her legacy, we protect everyone, and uphold the dignity with which she lived her life. Let's remember who she was and what she stood for." William and Harry's statements come after the inquiry by Lord Dyson, former Master of the Rolls and Head of Civil Justice, found the BBC covered up the deceitful behaviour Bashir used to secure his world exclusive and fell short of high standards of integrity and transparency. The journalist was in serious breach of the BBC's producer guidelines when he faked bank statements and showed them to Diana's brother Earl Spencer to gain access to the princess, the report said. An internal investigation by the BBC into the matter in 1996 was woefully ineffective, it added. Bashir has apologized for faking the documents and said it was a stupid thing to do, and an action I deeply regret, but added he felt it had no bearing whatsoever on the personal choice by Princess Diana to take part in the interview. Meanwhile, Earl Spencer told a new Panorama program that the consequences of Diana's decision to do the interview contributed to her death in a car crash in Paris on August 31, 1997. The explosive interview sent shockwaves through the royal family and saw the princess famously say, "Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded."